Hey, what's up? Visions of Matt here. And I wanted to do a quick discussion on the Turbo Grafx 16 Mini. I've actually had this console for like 4 months now. I pretty much got it like a month after it came out, right when quarantine started for coronavirus. And I've been using it on and off for, for those 4 months. I've used it probably a handful of times, maybe 20 times altogether. And I just wanted to discuss what I like about it, what I don't like about it. It's mostly positive stuff. There's just one or two things I don't like about it. So let me just first start a little discussion about this console growing up. The Turbo Grafx 16, I don't know if you knew anyone that had one growing up. I knew one kid that had one, and I went over to his house once to play it, and he was playing like Keith Courage and another game that I can't even remember. And I thought it was really cool because at the time I had only played the NES. So to see a new system in the States and test it out was really nice to just see how the graphics look different and how the sound looked different. And it was an improvement over the NES. It's a 16-bit system and the NES was 8. So I don't know if it's technically a 16-bit system or not, but the graphics are a little bit better than the NES. Not as good as Super NES. But let me just discuss. So this is the box it comes in. It's a typical box. The package is nice. It has like a list of the games on the back, like most of these mini consoles do. It has HDMI. It has a Konami logo on it because Konami owns the rights to this system now. So that's interesting. I guess they bought it somewhere along the way. And the console itself, I really like the shape of this console. It's kind of unique, Look at that like top part right there, how it forms that unique shape. And there is like this thing, it's like a piece of plastic that goes over it. Right now it's in my box. And I don't use it because I don't really see the point of it. It just it makes it look a little bit more finished, but I kind of like it like this. All right, so one of the design flaws I have with the Turbo Grafx 16 Mini is that the power cord, is it the power cord or, yeah, I think it's the power cord, it's not the HDMI, that plugs in here. And it's supposed to come through this little loop right here. But when you plug it in, there's really no give to get it to get inside that hole and to put it through this little loop. I think that Konami was trying to solve a problem that didn't exist with putting it through this hole. I never had any issues before with wires coming out of the back. Like they always just popped out of the back and they went to the TV, they went to the power, whatever. But I think they're trying to make it so that it's all centralized in this one location. And it's really difficult to get the wire inside of this little groove right here. I don't know if you could see it right there. It's like there's not a lot of give right there, and it's difficult to do. So I thought that was kind of a silly thing that they did to make it like that. They could have just opened this whole thing up like that, or maybe just made this a little bit bigger. I don't know. I never had the original Turbo Grafx, so maybe the original one was similar to this, and that's why they're trying to reproduce it so it looked like the original. But other than that, yeah, it's a really nice looking console. It has like the little slot where you put the cards, the hue cards. Obviously you don't do that with this one, but it's nice that they put that in there. And the power button, just on, off. On, it shows the red color, and then off, it's just black. These don't really do anything. It's just like for show. Most of the stuff is for show. So it has a USB, 2 USB controllers. Actually, yeah, 2. One, I've only used the one so far, but it does have 2. So this goes to the controller. And yes, thank you Konami for giving us a very long cord. Nintendo has been really stubborn with the lengths of their cord for the mini consoles, but you gave us like 6 feet. It's ridiculous how much room we have. So this is one of the coolest things about the Turbo Grafx 16 is the turbo pad, as they call it. It's really just the controller for the Turbo Grafx 16. And it has a nice D-pad. It has the select and run button because they had to be different. They couldn't do start, so they call it run. It has 1 and 2 instead of A and B. And it has built-in turbo. There's 3 levels. I guess those are just, so if you keep it off, level 1 is just off. That means you push it and that's how you'll get that button to function. But then if you do the 2, it'll go, keep it down and it'll go faster. 3, and it'll go really fast. So I love that it has that, and it actually comes in handy for a few of these games that I'm going to discuss now for the Turbo Grafx 16 Mini. Some of the games that I like, well, first of all, let me just say there's a lot of cool shooters on the Turbo Grafx 16. If you're a big fan of space shooters, then you should definitely pick one of these up. Salamander is a fun game. It's kind of like Life Force. I think it is Life Force, pretty much. It's just a little bit different. The graphics are a little bit different. It was like the version released in Japan. Blazing Lasers is a fun game. I'm reading off a list here. That's why I keep looking up. R-Type is cool. Lords of Thunder is very unique. It's like very heavy metal. It's a very fun game. Air Zonk. At one time, I think Air Zonk was like the official mascot of the Turbo Grafx 16, but then they chose Bonk over Air Zonk. But Air Zonk is a really cool game. Dragon Spirit, which you've probably played on other consoles. It's just like a dragon shoot 'em up where you control a dragon and you shoot all the bad guys and try to beat the different levels and eventually finish the game. And actually, one of my favorite shoot 'em ups on the Turbo Grafx 16 is Galaga 88. I don't know why I like that game so much. It's just I used to love Galaga, and Galaga 88 is it's more unique. It's just the graphics are nicer. There's like more. There's different elements in the game. Everything looks updated and polished. And, you know, it came out like, I guess, almost 10 years after the original Galaga. So that explains why it looks so much nicer. The controls are good. I just really love Galaga 88. I don't know. I can't really explain it. It's just a really fun game. But then the non-shooter games, and I don't know if you can see here, the list here, but I'll just keep it up so you could take a look. It does have a Castlevania game, which you probably never played before unless you had a Turbo Grafx 16 growing up. Bonk's Revenge and Bonk's Adventure. Bonk is a really cool game. You know, instead of like shooting people or using a knife or something, all you do is you basically bash them with your head like a caveman would, which just makes it kind of unique. It has Ninja Spirit, which is, it's not the best game, but it's actually fun. It's kind of cheesy, but it's actually fun. It does have a cool Bomberman game. In fact, I think there's 2 Bomberman games on this. And who doesn't love Bomberman, you know? I mean, with Bomberman, it's like once you played one, you played them all, but still, they're fun to play. It has Parasol Stars, which is kind of like Bubble Bobble. It's actually a sequel to Bubble Bobble. And if you like Bubble Bobble, definitely check out that game. It has New Adventure Island. You know, I'm a big fan of the original Adventure Island, and, well, all 3 of them, really, for the NES. So this one is, looks like it has a little bit updated graphics, like the main character is larger, and it's just fun. And then it has this game called JJ and Jeff, which is kind of an odd game, but it's really cool. It's just interesting to see how you kind of go through the levels and play as these 2 different characters. And there's like, it's a game you never really played before. There's also this game called Newtopia, and I believe it has Newtopia 2. And if I'm not mistaken, Newtopia is very similar to The Legend of Zelda. So if you're a big fan of the original Legend of Zelda, definitely check out Newtopia. That's really all I got to talk about with the Turbo Grafx 16 Mini. Right now, for some reason, this price has gone up on this thing. Originally, it was $99, but with the quarantine with coronavirus, I don't think they're making a lot of these anymore. I think it was an Amazon exclusive, and they kind of stopped producing them. So right now, you have to get them on eBay, and you can get them new or used, and they go for like $150. So for $150, I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of money to spend on a mini console when you could just play it on like a RetroPie or something. But if you want this unique feel and this unique look of the controller and the console and everything, then you should check it out. Or you can wait for them to hopefully make some more of these, and then you can buy them when they come down in price to $100. Or like I said, just go with a RetroPie. Spend $100, you got every system right in the palm of your hands. So yeah, that's all I got for today. Turbo Grafx 16 Mini, really fun console. Check it out. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.